Okay, let's go ahead and open up the Zoom room. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Daily with Doc. My name is Becca Dukes, and if you would like to join us live here in our Zoom meeting, please do so. You are welcome at dailywithdoczoom.com. Put that into your URL, not necessarily the search part of your browser, but in the URL, type in dailywithdoczoom.com and you can join us here in our live Zoom room. I also invite you to join our newsletter and become a subscriber to Daily with Doc. Go to DailywithDoc.com, and right there on that front page, you will see the sign up for our newsletter, where we send out a list of our previous week's shows with descriptions to make it easier for you to find and share. When you think of somebody as you're reading through the descriptions and the content that is shared in that program, send them, forward it to them. Let them know that there are other options that they themselves can take and take their health into their own hands. Also, I'd like to invite you to our giveaway. Go to giveaway.com. So that's DWDgiveaway.com. Thank you to my assistant production manager, AJ, in making sure that I keep that straight. Again, DWDgiveaway.com, and sign up for our giveaways. Last month, we had 10 people that shared the program, earned points, and I was able to send them some free product, including a grand prize for our opening of our giveaway. So the more people that we have that enter into that contest, the more gifts and thank yous that I will be sending out. So DWDgiveaway.com, come and join us. Now, the content of this program is not meant to take the place of your private. Okay. The content of this program is not meant to take the place of your primary care physician, nor are our products meant to diagnose, treat, cure any diseases. The FDA does let us know that we need to say that. But folks, as empowered individuals, your body can do some amazing stuff when given the right ingredients all on its own without the interference of chemicals. So this program is to help guide you in knowing what the body actually needs, what is the cause of some of the most common nutrient deficiencies, and how you yourself can make choices in what you put in your body. Because we have one of the founding fathers of the science of epigenetics. Epigenetics is the scientific theory, and including, there's a book written on it called Epigenetics, the death of the genetic theory of disease transmission, folks. So if you've been told that you have a genetic condition, fear not, because chances are it is not genetic. And we have the man who has discovered that and has proven it over and over that genetic diseases do not exist. If you were invited to this program by somebody specific, make sure that you get back with them. Thank them for sharing this program with you. And like I said, if you know somebody who is dealing with some of the things that we talk about on this show or any show, make sure that you share this program with you. You are not hearing this information by accident or coincidence. It's meant for a purpose. If you have never spoken to anybody about longevity, Dr. Wallach, or anything related to this program, and you would like to get in contact with a certified holistic health coach and find out what would be the best fit for you and your health concerns, you may call 855-949-3377. That's 855-949-3377, and speak to somebody on my team who, like I said, they're certified holistic health coaches, and they are here and available to help you find the best possible optimal health through nutrition. Now, without further ado, it is my honor and privilege to bring to you the man of the next 50 minutes, Dr. Joel Wallach, who has a Bachelor of Science in Agriculture, studying soils and plants, and a Doctor of Veterinary Medicine, where he went into studying animals, all different kinds. And that study took him around the world, including being on the expedition of saving the white rhino in Africa with Mutual Omaha's Marlin Perkins. And if that wasn't enough, through this time, he has gotten 3 postdoctorates in pathology, with now over 30,000 autopsies that he has been a part of. And because of the formulations he was putting together that worked for animals, he started doing it for humans. And after teaching nutrition at the college level, he then became a naturopathic physician himself, so he could legally tell us what to do. But he does it in a manner that's a little different than others, because he may treat you like a dog, but you will get better. So Dr. Wallach, welcome to Daily with Doc. What do you have for us today?
Well, thank you, Becca, and thank you, team. Well, I always like the basics, because this is where it all starts and where it all ends. And human beings require 90 essential nutrients, 16 minerals, 16 vitamins, 12 amino acids, 3 fatty acids. There's at least 600 different diseases we can get if you're missing any one or several of them. And plants that we eat don't make any minerals. And yet they make up 2/3 of the 90 essential nutrients. The minerals we need, 60 of them out of the 90, okay? And plants do not make minerals. Plants only need 3 minerals. So if you're a vegetarian, we were talking to, a vegetarian this morning. Okay, vegetarians, they think, oh, it's a clean life. I don't eat animals and all that blood and all that kind of stuff. I'll just eat berries and nuts and things like that, and everything will be fine. Well, that's exactly 1000% incorrect. Okay, plants make vitamins, they make amino acids and fatty acids, which are all carbon compounds that they make from carbon dioxide in the air, but they cannot and do not make minerals. Nutritional minerals do not occur in a uniform blanket around the crust of the earth. They occur in veins like gold and silver. Okay, and so this is why you see certain areas in a state or a county or a country or or a some kind of big universe. If there's something missing in one area, there'll be a lot of that deficiency disease. And maybe 50 miles away or 100 miles away or 200 miles away or 1,000 miles away, they don't have any of those diseases. It's not because they have better genes. It's just they're getting, for some reason, they're getting the minerals. Okay, and most of the minerals in our soil come from floods, and when water recedes, it leaves the silt from the soil. Also, it comes from volcanic eruptions, and you get the ashes that annually or 3 or 4 times a month or whatever, how, depending, these things erupt at different rates and times and so forth. And this is why the rates and times and severity of diseases vary enormously depending on where you live and what you eat. So this is why once I realized that when I was 9 years old, I was growing up on the farm, and we're giving our animals all these vitamins and minerals because we didn't have health insurance for them. We didn't want to have to pay the veterinarian to come out there every week to deal with that. So we just gave them vitamins and minerals in alfalfa pellets. And when I had my problems, I started eating those alfalfa pellets instead of wheat and oatmeal. And my problems went away in weeks because I was eating the animal foods. And that's why when we first started treating people, my motto was, I'm going to treat you like a dog, but you're going to get better. And the reason I said I'm going to treat you like a dog, because I'm going to give you all the vitamins and minerals we're giving dogs, and you're going to be blessed. when you do that, okay? And so that's where all this came from. The fact that I could see what we were doing for animals and getting the blessings and the good benefits. And in humans, we weren't getting those benefits, even though you could spend, you know, $2,000 for a meal. You could be a billionaire and spend $2,000 for a dinner at a big restaurant just for yourself. You know, the expensive wine, expensive steaks, and all this kind of stuff. And, you know, die at 40 years of age of a heart attack. Okay, because you're nutritionally deficient. Okay, it has nothing to do with genetics. And so it's one of those things where we cannot urge people enough to pay attention. We can end birth defects. Birth defects are caused by nutritional deficiencies early in pregnancy when the tissues and organs and cells are forming. They need these nutrients. And if it's not there, you get these birth defects. And of course, we're involved with we got rid of cystic fibrosis, we got rid of muscular dystrophy, we got rid of sudden death syndrome. And right now, we're getting rid of Parkinson's disease, which is also a nutritional deficiency disease. This nutritional deficiency that causes Parkinson's disease, the same nutritional deficiency also causes Alzheimer's disease, MS, multiple sclerosis, Guillain-Barré syndrome, which is multiple sclerosis of the spinal cord, FTD, frontal temporal dementia, which is kind of a focal type of Alzheimer's disease in humans. Creutzfeldt-Jakob disease is also known as mad cow disease. Okay, and this is one of those things where you're going to have problems. Okay, and it has to do with all the emotional, mental stuff. ALS, amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, also known as Lou Gehrig's disease. Now, why are all these diseases the same? Because they're all caused by the same nutritional deficiency. It's called cholesterol. What? My doctor says cholesterol is a terrible thing. It causes blockage of the arteries. No. There was a misdiagnosis a couple hundred years ago, and they caused a lot of problems by getting people off of cholesterol. Cholesterol can make up as much as 50% of your brain. But when you're missing some in a particular location, you get a different disease than if another location is deficient in cholesterol. Okay. And so this is why we came up with the I-26. We have the chewables, we have the capsules, we have the powder. And so that way you can get everything you need to make your brain happy, your spinal cord happy, all your major peripheral nerves, like your sciatic nerves and that kind of stuff, healthy. And it's one of those things where we spend each year just dealing with the cost of, let's see here, just the cost of a deficiency of cholesterol, $490.3 billion a year, $500 billion a year. Okay, we're spending just to treat deficiencies of cholesterol, which is driven by misinformation, by doctors giving bad information and advice to the patients. Okay, so that's why we came up with I-26, so that we can build and maintain the white matter of the brain and the spinal cord and the major nerves. And it's one of those things where we've been very, very fortunate in this Parkinson's disease project, and we have 12 years of data. 12 years of data. For the first 11 years, Madeline, we just call her by her first name, Madeline, would go for her annual physical at the, let's see here, Rush Medical Center, okay? And every year for 11 years, Parkinson's disease. We have the results of those annual physicals, big red bold letters, Parkinson's disease. On the 12th year, after 2.5 months of us giving her our version of what she needed to deal with this problem, they couldn't find the Parkinson's disease. So they said, well, there's something wrong. We got to reboot the machine, come back tomorrow. So she did, and they still couldn't find it. So they said, okay, stop taking the medicines we've been giving you and prescribing, and go outside and get an appointment for next year. We'll see you next year. Bye. They didn't want to know what she was eating, what she was doing, okay? Because they made a lot of money off of her coming in every year and getting the prescriptions. And this was a terrible thing to inflict upon a little old lady. Okay. Well, this information is coming out because we're speaking about it as we're doing now. And we were listening to some of my old presentations this morning to show how far ahead we were back then compared to now. You go back, when did people start knowing that there was nutritional deficiencies? Well, it goes back over 3,000 years ago when people would get goiter inland, and people started boiling salt water to get salt, and they'd take it inland and they'd sell it to these people inland, okay, and their goiter would go away. Now, they didn't know it, but the seawater had these minerals in there, which is what was missing when they had goiter. And so they could get rid of goiter in weeks or months, okay, as opposed to shortening your life by half and having this huge thing the size of a cantaloupe in your neck and so on, okay. And so we're very, very proud of that. And so this is going to, right now, there is a case report in our certified health coaches' hands, okay, with all these details. Right now in America, there's 1 million diagnosed cases of Parkinson's disease. There's 90,000 new cases diagnosed every year in America, okay? There's something like 57 die, not 5,700, but just 57 die every year in America from Parkinson's disease, okay? And it's one of those things where this is preventable, it's reversible, and it's one of those diseases that should go away and never appear again because it's so simple to deal with. And of course, when you have Parkinson's disease, you might get 5 or 6 other diseases, because if you're deficient in one thing, the odds are you're deficient in many of these other things. It's rarely you're deficient in only one thing. And so also they're going to have problems with vitamin D3 deficiency because they don't feel good and they don't get out in the sun and so on. And so all this stuff is going on, but it is reversible and it is preventable. Okay, let's see here. I also want to go back to the British, okay, and they were called limeys. Now, they didn't know why, but one physician gave some of his patients or I guess maybe it was a farmer, I take that back, it was a farmer who gave some of his people who were taking boats of crops and stuff like that to other places, and they would get scurvy. And he just gave them a bunch of bags of limes. They started eating limes and their scurvy would go away. They started eating limes before they went on these trips. They never got scurvy again. And so that's why the British were called limeys. Okay. And so there's 2 diseases. Okay. We're talking about goiter, and also we're talking about scurvy. Okay. And we're talking about rickets. Rickets is one of the first diseases where we would put calcium into baby formula milk. They didn't put a whole lot of stuff in there. They just put calcium in there, okay, because they had rickets. And they would also give them some vitamin C through the limes, okay? And it's one of those things where they were dinking around with this for hundreds and hundreds of years, a little bit here, a little bit there. Never really got the concept that you needed 90 essential nutrients to add 25 to 50 healthy years to your life, and you could avoid all this terrible misery and cost and early death and so on. Once they figured that out, they started coming up with drugs, not nutrition, but drugs to treat the symptoms. And they began to treat the symptoms, okay, which is, to me, criminal. They're treating the symptoms and not getting back to the basic root cause of the problems. So let's see here. Right now with arthritis, okay, let's look at osteoporosis. It seems sort of like a ho-hum, boring disease, osteoporosis, little old people. When you look at the combined cases of osteoporosis, the United States, Canada, and the European Union, okay, annually each year, just to treat the symptoms of osteoporosis in those 3 communities, we spend $6.5 trillion, okay, just to treat the symptoms of osteoporosis in those 3 communities. Of those 3 communities, we spend at least a third, probably more than that, but we'll just say a third, we're looking at $2.3 trillion. Okay, we're spending just to treat the symptoms of osteoporosis in America. Really, really makes you get on your knees and pray to God, please give us information, please guide us in the right direction. We can't tolerate this forever. Okay. All right. I think that's, going where we want to go. But as I say, there's 600 different diseases that we can get rid of and prevent. Alzheimer's disease, arthritis, diabetes, heart disease, obesity, skin disease of all kinds, cancer, high blood pressure, MS, multiple sclerosis, Guillain-Barré syndrome, asthma, kids, kidney dialysis. All these things are caused by simple nutritional deficiencies, and it costs us billions and billions and billions of dollars a year each year for each of those diseases. Okay, so that said, I'm going to turn it back over to you, Becca.
All right. Thank you so much, Dr. Wallach, for that great introduction, because that is going back to the basics, folks. There are over 600 different diseases that he has found to be associated with nutritional deficiencies. And Dr. Wallach, more and more studies are proving that what you've been saying for decades, yes, they are nutritional deficiencies. It just kind of blows me away that they're still throwing chemicals at these different things, Dr. Wallach, instead of throwing nutrition at them.
Well, they're taught to get rid of the symptoms quickly because that makes the patient happy. Okay, but when you get rid of the symptoms, but the disease, its deficiency keeps smoldering on, it's going to take up to 25 and 50 years off your life. You're not going to have the miserable pain for a couple of weeks or a couple of months or a couple of years, but you're going to die early, okay, if you don't get the nutrients. Just relieving the symptoms doesn't quite cut it. It's kind of like your car. If you don't have enough oil in there and the red warning light comes on, and you just put a piece of tape over the red warning light or cut the wire of the red warning light, you don't see that anymore. Yay, I don't have the problem anymore. That'd be pretty stupid. Nobody has ever done that to their car, I don't think. At least not while they're sober.
Okay, so Doc, I had one where the shop repaired it many times and the light just wouldn't go out. So yes, I did put a black sticker over it so that I couldn't see that fixed engine light. But I just want to do a shout out real quick because I just got notification that Steve Wallach is watching. So hello, Steve. So glad that you are tuning in and taking note that your father is still going strong and doing what he loves to do, and that is teach and let people know that they do have options. So just want to say hello to him and Michelle, Dr. Wallach, as they took the company that you started and you handed it over to them, and they are just doing a fantastic job in helping it thrive with the community that has been created. And I think community starts from the top, Dr. Wallach. If it wasn't for the top having that attitude, that heart for people, and sharing a message and being focused on what the products can do for people and not just the dollar. Of course, we have to focus on the dollar when you're in that type of position, but showing up and being part and active of or within the community and the people that are involved in sharing the message, I think that's just fantastic, Dr. Wallach, as you do the same.
Well, thank you. Let me just interrupt here, if I may, for just a couple moments. This goes back, about 10 years ago. We were getting so busy around the world in 80 countries. We're working on 35 more countries right now, okay? And so we're so busy with 80 countries and millions of people. I couldn't run the office and be out there giving lectures at the same time. So Steve and Michelle volunteered to take over, okay, which they did and have done a beautiful job in growing the service capacity of Youngevity. Okay, we are serving people all over the world. We're educating them. We're providing them with what they need to be healthy and live a long, healthful life. We are helping them run home-based businesses so that they can help finance their kids going to school and college and paying their house payments and all this kind of stuff, even if they get fired from their job because that particular company didn't make it, okay, whatever. And so I can't thank Steve and Michelle enough. We all need to thank them constantly for all the great things they do. And otherwise, we wouldn't be able to do what we're doing. So thank you, Steve. Thank you, Michelle.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And just a reminder, folks, if you were referred to this program by somebody specific, they are part of our community. This is a resource for an amazing community, allowing people access to Dr. Wallach Monday through Friday from 12 to 12:50 p.m. Pacific time, where you can come and either just sit in, listen in for the knowledge, or if you have questions, you can ask questions. So if you're here live with us in our Zoom room, make sure that you go to the Zoom menu, go to reactions, raise hand, and I'll be calling on people in the order that their hands are raised. We do have some of my team out watching the different platforms and bringing questions from the different platforms into the room. But if the hands are raised, those are the people that get the first focus. So, and then I also have questions that have come in through email, Dr. Wallach. So we have a lot of questions to get to. Let's go ahead and get started. And first, promptly, Alexander had a hand up. So Alexander, go ahead and unmute yourself. You're on live with
Hello.
Dr. Wallach. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Oh, hi. Good evening, since it's night over here. Okay, so it's a
Where's
bit
over
of a,
here? Where are you from?
oh, I'm from Europe, Serbia.
Serbia, okay. How can
Yeah.
we help you, sir?
So this is about my dog. Is it I've emailed some pictures about the issue, so a bit of a longer backstory. So she is 9 years and 11 months old. She's a American Shar Pei, and she was spayed 4 years ago when she was 5.5. So 1 year ago, she had a cyst near the nipple on her second to lowest breast, and it went away on its own in the next couple of months or so. But then around 7 months ago, below the first cyst on the same breast, another cyst occurred, and the needle biopsy was done, and it was said to be a cyst as well. But after that needle treatment, it had grown and become hard. So they did another needle biopsy, and the results were now fibrous tissue.
Okay, so let's stop
So,
there. Let's stop
okay,
there because
okay.
we got a long list of people here. And so, and how much does this dog weigh?
27 kilograms. I don't know in
Okay,
pounds.
okay, so about 60 pounds. Okay,
Okay.
60 pounds. Okay. All right. And make sure that this dog is getting a commercial dog food with, I like canned dog foods with vitamins and minerals in it. And then we want to add to that our Arthridex. It's 1 scoop for 20 pounds of body weight. And so a 60-pound dog, I wanted to have 3 scoops of the Arthridex as food. Okay. And the Arthridex has all kinds of wonderful nutritional supplements in it. Okay. That's going to help support this dog's ability to defend itself from all kinds of stuff. So let's start there. Get the Arthridex. It's 1 scoop for 20 pounds of body weight. For 60 pounds, it'd be 3 scoops of the Arthridex. And then I prefer the canned dog food with vitamins and minerals in it. Back in 1900, when they first came out with canned dog food with vitamins and minerals in it, prior to that, the average lifespan of a pet dog at home was 4 to 5 years. Within a year or so after getting that dog food out there with the vitamins and minerals in it, because of all the research they've been doing at universities, well, guess what? Suddenly now these dogs are living to be 12, 15 years of age. And so it's very obvious that with this addition of the nutrients, that the cells and the tissues and the systems could maintain themselves. So let's start there. And then, contact us every couple of weeks. Let us know how the dog is doing. What's the dog's name?
Becky, but the thing is, I haven't finished. She had surgery,
Uh-huh.
and they removed the lump, and they said that it was basically uh, fibroadenoma GL.
Yeah, fibroadenoma. Yeah, okay.
Okay,
yeah.
and the thing is, that was 3 months ago. So 2 weeks ago, I've noticed a small lump right where the previous one was.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah, well, this dog is going to need all these nutrients in the Arthridex so it can heal and stop this thing from just going around and around and around and around. Okay.
okay.
You got to do something different. That's where the Arthridex is going to come in. And then call us every couple of weeks and give us a status report, and we'll walk you guys through this. Okay. But we got to move on. Thank you.
Okay. I've sent the pictures in email.
Yeah, please. That'd be very good. Thank you.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you, Alexander, and welcome from or to Serbia. So, Dr. Wallach, I know we've got Serbia, we've got South Africa in the house, we've got all different corners of the United States and Canada. So we just love the fact that we are an international program reaching around the world, and that's because of people like you folks who have shared this program with others. Let's go over to AJ, Dr. Wallach, and AJ, go ahead and unmute yourself.
Good day, Dr. Wallach.
Good day, AJ. What's up?
We have a gentleman, we have a distributor, Irene, who has a young man who plays football, and he injured himself. You know, this is football season now. I don't know if you can see this picture, but he's the gentleman in the middle. He's 6 foot tall, 169 pounds.
Yeah, Doc can't see the chat.
Okay. He's 6 foot tall, 169 pounds, and he has broke T1 and T4, and he's not able to lift a fork. So she's looking to give him some support to help his body heal itself.
Okay. All right. So got to get rid of all the bad foods. No fried foods, no processed meats, no oils, no glutens, no wheat, no bar, oats, no buckwheat, no sugar, no carbonated drinks. Even the diet drinks and carbonated water got to go because they neutralize stomach acid, so you cannot absorb minerals or digest food. And at 169 pounds, this guy needs 2 healthy brain and heart packs a month, a full dose of everything twice a day. Needs 2 bottles a month of the MSM, so you can have 3 at breakfast, lunch, and dinner time. This can help support and promote maintenance repair of cartilage, ligaments, tendons, connective tissue, disc between a vertebrae, bone, ranks, bone itself. Needs the collagen peptides, 2 of those little canisters, so you can have a scoop of that with a morning drink or with the evening drink. I also like the rebounder sports drink with 100 nutrients in it. This guy can have 2 doses of the sports drink a day. I like the canisters, and in foreign countries, they tend to use the canisters. They don't allow the cans in. But if they have access, we have the sticks. There's 30 sticks in a box. Has 75 minerals in it and 25 vitamins and amino acids. We have the canister, has 75 minerals and 25 vitamins and minerals. We have the cans. There's 12-ounce cans, 12 in a case, and they do have 100 nutrients. Okay, but they also have the carbonation. So if you're going to use the cans, you got to pop the tops on 2 of them the night before you're going to drink them. Put them in the refrigerator, let them off gas to bubbly all night so they're flat in the morning. Have 1 for breakfast, have a half of the second one at noon, have the second half of the second one the rest of the afternoon. Okay, and stay away from all the bad stuff. And you'll be getting 100 nutrients 3 or 4 times a day that way. And so it's one of those things where nutrition, constant flow of good nutrition, staying away from the bad stuff to maximize absorption, relieve inflammation, gets things on the right track. And so you can expect a good result. Okay?
Thank you, Doc. Another quick one on YouTube. Tony is asking that he's wondering how he can shake his cold or flu. What can he do? He's 58, 225 pounds, and 6'2", with no diagnosed diseases.
Okay, other than he has a cold?
He's got a cold that he can't shake.
Okay, well, he needs to get rid of all the bad stuff. Okay. And it includes everybody in his family. Okay. Then he needs to, do we know how much he weighs?
225 pounds. It's 6'2".
Okay. So 2 healthy brain and heart packs a month, a full dose of everything twice a day, 2 bottles a month of the MSM. So you take 3 breakfast, 3 lunch, 3 dinner time, and they're going to support and promote maintenance repair, cartilage, ligaments, tendons, connective tissue, disc between vertebrae, bone makes bone itself, including bone marrow, where you make the white blood cells and the antibodies to go kill viruses, cancer, all kinds of stuff. Okay, fungus and yeast. And then let's see here. Also, we do have, I'd also go with that body weight, 2 doses a day of the rebound. I like the Oxy Body. I have a couple ounces of breakfast and a couple ounces of dinner of the Oxy Body. That'll help with oxygen levels. And let's see how this goes, because this is something, if it is, see, he can have osteoporosis of the skull, squeezing one of the cranial nerves, causing this coughing. That'd be the 10th cranial nerve. There's a branch that goes down to the diaphragm, and when it gets squeezed, it'll cause coughing, just constant coughing. Okay. And it really isn't a cold or a virus or anything like that. Like the doctors will say, oh yeah, you got a cold here, or go take some vitamin C or something. So it could be more serious than that. And so I would go ahead and treat it as we just talked about. And, give us a call every couple of weeks. Let us know how it's going. We'll walk you guys through this.
Thank you, Doc.
Hey, you bet.
All right. Thank you, AJ, for bringing those questions in. And Dr. Wallach, I have a gentleman that has emailed in for help. He's 58 years old also, or 6'2" also, but he's 230 pounds. And he has a high blood platelet count of 800,000 and wants to know about thrombocytosis. So what first is thrombocytosis, and what can we do to help normalize the blood platelet count and take care of the thrombocytosis? Is that something that's also nutritionally related?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. It's not genetic in any way, shape, or form. Okay. And so basically platelets, again, are made in the bone marrow. So to normalize the bone marrow, you got to get rid of all the bad stuff. Get Dr. Wallach's Cooking Without the Bad Foods book. There's 300 pages of safe cooking and safe recipes. It also has a good food, bad food list in it. Dr. Wallach's Cooking Without the Bad Foods. Everybody needs that book in their family. And then needs to make sure that getting rid of all the bad stuff, and then 2 healthy brain and heart packs per month, full dosing twice a day, 2 bottles a month of the MSM. So you have 3 at breakfast, 3 at lunch, 3 at dinner time. And again, that's going to make the bone marrow happy. Okay, it does make the platelets, but there's a reason why. If there's excess platelets, that means there's some irritant or stimulus or something causing that to happen. And so let's make the bone marrow happy, okay, with the MSM. And I also like let's see here.
Did you see the collagen?
It wouldn't hurt to get a hair analysis. Yeah. Yeah, that's the book I'm talking about. Yeah. It wouldn't hurt to get a hair analysis. Okay. That's chapter 10 and 11, okay, of the book Rare Spin Cures. It starts at page 272. And, get us a copy of it when you get the results. And that way we can actually see what's going on there and give you very specific, indications what to do. Okay.
All right. And folks, you can get Dr. Wallach's books at drjwallach.com. That is DR, like doctor, DRJ, like Joel, Wallach, WALLACH.com. That's where you can find all of Dr. Wallach's publications, his books, his CDs, his DVDs, plus a few extra of resources that have been written by people that he believes in the message that they are sharing, also with other gluten-free cookbooks and so on, and things like that. So don't forget to go to drjwallach.com. That's your one-stop shop for all of Dr. Wallach's publications. Dr. Wallach, thank you so much for that information about thrombocytosis. So would that also be relevant to other things like deep vein thrombosis?
Yeah, well, deep vein
Or is that different?
thrombosis is caused by a blood clot, okay? And blood clots can be caused by irritation, deficiencies, all kinds of stuff can cause blood clots. And so it's imperative to be taking in all 90 essential nutrients so your bone marrow is happy, okay? Because your bone marrow makes white blood cells, makes platelets, makes red blood cells, makes the antibodies, okay? And sometimes if they're having these problems, again, they need a hair analysis to find out what's going on. Why is this happening? Okay, because there's so many different angles that can produce the same clinical result. So you don't know if it's A, B, C, D, or E, F, or G's. And so you have to do a little bit of lab work there. And of course, a lot of this stuff, which I say is very, very simple. Get the books, read, and it'll give you directions.
So would physical activity or the lack thereof contribute to blood clots and conditions of the blood?
Well, everything can have an effect on the production of platelets and red blood cells and all this kind of stuff. Okay. And so there's a swirl of activity going on there, and there's a reason for it. Okay. What's the reason? Is it something bad in their drinking water? Is this guy working in a factory where there's chemicals? I mean, what's going on here? So that's why hair analysis is useful, because it not only tells you what good nutrients you're missing, but it also gives you what bad nutrients you got, like things like lead and mercury and uranium and stuff like that. The hair analysis is the only way you can do it. You can't get that information from a blood test.
Right. Thank you so much for that, Dr. Wallach. And let's go to the next hand that is up. And Hattie, go ahead and unmute yourself.
Good evening. Good afternoon,
Hello.
Dr. Wallach. Dr. Wallach, I have a friend. She is on dialysis. She's also on a lung oxygen machine that she carries with her. And recently she called me and she said she has this itchy that's uncontrollable, and her whole body is scarred now because of her itching like crazy. And I think she said it was because of her potassium levels. So I wanted you to explain to me, if you don't mind, just because I know a lot of times dialysis patients go through this thing with potassium. So what do you think is, so anyway, I just want to know what you think and what is a good thing to stop all this itching.
Okay, let's see. How much does she weigh?
She is 5'2", 140 pounds.
Okay. All right. First thing she needs to do is get rid of all the bad foods. No fried foods, no processed meats, no oils, no glutens, no wheat, rye, oats, no buckwheat, no sugar, no carbonated drinks. The diet drinks and carbonated water need to go. And then you say she's 140 pounds. Okay, 140 pounds. I'd have her take 2 healthy brain and heart packs per month, full. Okay. And then I want her to have, let's see here, 2 bottles a month of the MSM. So you can take 3 of those at breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Okay. And then I want her to also get the collagen peptides. Take a scoop of that with her morning drink, scoop of that with the evening drink. That's going to help her skin, connective tissue, including the bone marrow. Okay. And then I want her also to have the, let's see here, the hair, skin, and nails. I want her to have 3 of those twice every 2 of the small bottles a month, the hair, skin, and nails. That's going to give her skin the nutrients it wants. Okay. And then, of course, we have the CM cream. If she has really special issues going on in her joints or a certain place on her back or her legs or whatever, use the CM cream topically, and it'll give you about 2 to 5 hours of itch relief. Okay, it'll give you 2 to 5 hours of itch relief, and you don't need a prescription. You don't need to get, pay a doctor and everything to go get a prescription and everything. And you cannot get it, anywhere else. You got to get it from us. Okay, and then call us every couple of weeks. Call us when you get the results of the hair analysis. The hair analysis will be useful. That'll help us find out what's going on there. Once we know what's going on, we can get more specific. Okay.
All right. Thank you, Dr. Wallach.
Okay, Hattie.
All right, thank you, Hattie. And Dr. Wallach, I have a question that also was emailed in from Hattie. She has a young lady that she's working with who is 19 years old, 135 pounds, 5'2", has been told that she has osteochondroma. I think chondroma.
Chondroma.
And yep. And she's already had surgery on both the left and right knee. She is very active, but she's having a food issues. She goes back and forth between constipation, diarrhea,
Okay.
depression. Got a lot of stuff going on.
Well,
for
that's
so young.
because she's eating incorrectly.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, she does have food cravings.
Yeah, she's got to get rid of all the bad stuff. So she needs the book, Dr. Wallach's Cooking Without the Bad Foods, 300 pages of safe recipes and safe cooking methods. It has a good food, bad food list in there. Dr. Wallach's Cooking Without the Bad Foods. There you go. And then we want her to also get rid of all the bad foods. No fried foods, no processed meats, no oils, no gluten, no wheat, bran, oats, no buckwheat, no sugar, no carbonated drinks, no carbonated water, because they interfere with the absorption of minerals and absorption of nutrients. Okay. And then when it comes down to what are you going to do for supplementation? 135 pounds. I want her to have 2 healthy brain and heart packs a month, a full dose of everything at breakfast, full dose at dinner time, 2 bottles a month of the MSM, and take 3 of those at breakfast, 3 at dinner time. Okay. And then we also want her to have Osteofx. Osteofx. I want her to have Osteofx. She can take 2 doses a day of Osteofx. Okay. And that'll be very, very useful for her, all her bones in her body. Her skull, she may have osteoporosis of the skull. Okay, even at 19 years of age, babies are born with it. It's not an age thing. Okay, so she's definitely got something going on with her bones. They've already given her knee. Did he give her knee replacements or just knee surgery? Or
It's knee surgery is the only thing that's mentioned. Now, these are like the most common benign tumors of the bone, Dr. Wallach.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the research that I did is they usually occur between ages of 15 and 30 years
Mm-hmm.
old. So, and to have a tumor or a growth on the bones, the long bones or the hips or what.
Yeah, well, you have to stop there for a minute. If you look up the word tumor in the dictionary, it just means an enlargement. We're not talking about a cancer here. This is a benign enlargement. Okay.
Excellent.
And when you have osteoporosis, look at page 6. Show page 6 of the book. It's all in your head.
Right there.
Okay, the top skull is normal at autopsy. They're taking the top off. They're looking down the brain. Look at the skull. Skull is only a quarter inch thick. The bottom skull is also at autopsy. They're taking the top of the skull off. You're looking down on the brain. But this skull is 1.5 inches and 2 inches thick. Okay, and this is what's happening in her knees, and her vertebrae, and her arm bones, her leg bones, her skull. It's happening all over. You don't just get osteoporosis. You just don't get arthritis in one joint in the body. If you got it in one place, it's in every joint in the body. Okay, thank you. And
All right.
So this is all reversible. Got to get rid of the bad stuff. Got to take in the good stuff. And the body, bones have an enormous capacity to repair itself very quickly.
Well, I think the medical community has done a very good job of putting the fear into the word tumor. As you said, does not mean that it's cancer.
No, tumor just means an enlargement.
Just an enlargement. All right. Thank you so much, Dr. Wallach. And one more quick one. We've got Danny, who is 67 years old, 5'10", 175 pounds. He's been told that he has gallstones. He wants to know how he can get rid of the gallstones. And he also has a large cyst on his kidney. Is there anything that he can do to eliminate the cyst?
Okay, get rid of all the bad foods, no fried foods, no processed meats, no oils, no glutens, no wheat, butter, rye, oats, no sugar, no carbonated drinks. And then again, the book, Dr. Wallach's Cooking Without the Bad Foods, has a good food, bad food list in there and 300 pages of safe recipes and cooking. And then, let's see here, at 175 pounds, 2 healthy brain and heart packs a month, a full dose of everything twice a day, 2 bottles a month of the MSM, so he can have, I'm sorry, he or she, no, let's go, he. Okay. I want him to have 3 of the MSM at breakfast, 3 at dinner time. Also, I want the ultimate enzymes. You need to be taking 3 before each meal. And that's going to help with the gallstone stuff going on in the liver. Okay. And see, kidneys, I want him also to have 2 bottles a month or Ultimate Daily Classic Tablets. 3 words, Ultimate Daily Classic Tablets. Ultimate Daily Classic Tablets. Take 3 breakfast, 3 at dinner time. And that's going to support healthy blood flow through the kidneys and increase kidney function and allow the cyst to do its job, which is sort of filter the blood and produce stuff that goes out in the urine. Okay. But this is something that can go away very quickly. Okay. In the kidneys and also in the gallbladder. Kidneys and gallbladder. All right. And so.
All right. Okay. Thank you so much, Dr. Wallach. I thought I was rudely cutting you off. I didn't mean to do that, but I know that you do have another program to get to. So we just want to say thank you so much for taking this time with us. You're awesome, Dr. Wallach. You get a AAA+.
Well, thank you. We're a team, so you're part of, you and the entire team, okay, are part of the AAA+. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay.
All right, Dr. Wallach, bye for now. And if I could get my team on the screen with me, folks that we have here with us today. Folks, it takes more than just an individual to put on a program and have everything go in the right direction and everything connect to the right places and get all of the questions that are coming in, because like we mentioned in the beginning of the show, we are an international show where we are reaching people around the world, not just 1 or 2, but hundreds and thousands. So I just can't do it without my team. I just want to do a thank you to my assistant production manager, AJ, who is helping me with all the technical side of everything, who is rising up, going big for success. And folks, that's what we do here with the Daily with Doc team, is we go big. And I love the fact that Longevity also goes big and offers these competitions that we're able to have friendly competition in reaching goals. And our goal is to reach as many people as absolutely possible on a daily basis. And with the team, we also have Marilyn, who is doing such a fantastic job. She goes through and she does the dictation for the program with Dr. Wallach, giving the recommendations. She puts that in type so that if you are here live with us, that is one of the biggest advantages, I think, of being live, is you can open up that chat and then do a screenshot of what Dr. Wallach recommends for the individuals, for whether it's for yourself or somebody you know that may be dealing with some of the same conditions, or if you're one of our health coaches. She puts so much information in there that you can take and save those screenshots and then refer back to them for different people that you may be coming in contact with that may have some of the same situations going on. So I love the fact that she does that. Thank you so much, Marilyn. She also sends me a description with everything after the show so that we can make sure that we have that description up in our newsletter. So you are awesome, Marilyn. Thank you. Thank you. Mwah. And we also, another awesome person that we have on with us, Sherry. She is helping let people in. She's helping put stuff into the chat. She's out watching the different platforms and helping to bring in questions as well as time allows. She's just doing a fantastic job. And another one that is going big and rising up. And we have Albert way down south in the wee hours, late hours of the night, I think right now. Yeah, I think we're still late hours, or is it wee hours? I don't know, but he has been so good, and you can just tell him showing up in the middle of the night so that he can get information, so that he can help folks, is just speaks volumes to the quality of people that we have here with us on our Daily with Doc team. And I just want to say thank Albert for your consistency and reaching out. I know we're working on a little project for an orphanage there down in South Africa also, because folks, everyone matters. It doesn't matter what your income levels are. It doesn't matter who you were born to. It doesn't matter the color of your skin. You are valuable. You are important to us, and you matter. And I get chills. So folks, you've been watching Daily with Doc. My name is Becca Dukes. Thank you so much for joining us. Get back with the person that shared this program with you, because they cared enough to share this program with you. Until next time, bye for now.
Recording.